and welcome back to Versus Live. My name's Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Marion.
All right, and we got Josh in the booth. Say what's up, Josh.
What's up, Josh?
Josh will be taking all your comments, concerns, burns, and please, movies we need to see, playlists, please. We all need this.
Suggestions.
Yeah, Netflix suggestion, new TV series. I need them, please. Give me your top 5. We're going to get a consensus from Josh. I need to watch some new stuff. I've been watching The Good Place. Have you ever watched that? I just started that.
Brad tried to get me to watch that a while ago.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like my kind of show. I haven't started it yet.
I think you would like it. It's pretty good.
Eventually. I like Kristen Bell. I like Ted Danson. I've actually watched all of Cheers.
Ted Danson's so good. Cheers was my
Becker.
dad's favorite show.
I watched Becker, too. I liked that show.
And Janet, the woman, I don't know what actress is. She is the funniest human. Anyways, we are not talking about TV shows, even though we are going to be watching a lot of them after this. But we are getting back to our Mystic Sanctuary brawl here, trying to prove which deck we think is the best. Now, this is just a couple of them. You can even consider Demir Wurza a Mystic Sanctuary deck. You know, that still plays 4.
There's Teamer Urza decks that also play Uro.
Exactly.
I'm playing Bant, Snowblade here. There are Bant versions without Snowblade.
Yep.
Probably the most popular, but we've played that a couple times, so we're featuring some other ones now.
Yeah.
There's Sultai. There's Abe Corrigan's 4-color list.
Yeah.
It's like base blue-white, but somehow splashing for red and 6.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, Mystic Sanctuary and Uro and Astrolabe are really like the 3 best friends anyone could ever have, you know? I mean, it's something that makes a lot of sense together, and we are seeing it bleed across to a lot of different decks. And we're trying to figure out which one we think is the best. I thought Sultai is the best. You think Bant Blade is the best. So we wanted to test it up against decks that you are going to be playing against if you're loading up modern queues right now. Etron, Jund, very popular thing that are outside of the Mystic Sanctuary decks. And then if we get time, we're going to battle against the Sultai as well with the Bant Blade. So yeah.
If you're just getting here so far, Corey, did his side battling Sultai against me on Jund and Etron. Went 1-1 in the matches.
Yep.
Though with a bit of an asterisk, I kind of punted the third game of the Jund match.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been an 0-2.
But the thing is, here's one piece of real fact. If we were to put an asterisk every time Ross punts, we wouldn't have any clean wins on Versus Live. Every single time I'd win would be an asterisk. That's how I beat Ross. He punts so often, I get to just asterisk you left and right.
Just call me Ray Guy.
Yeah. All right, so...
Ray Guy is a Hall of Fame, well, should be in the Hall of Fame NFL.
Yeah, I was just going to let that reference go and just not get it.
60s or 70s, I think?
Yeah.
Old school NFL punter.
Well, you are an old school punter, so I like that. So I guess I get to go first, right? Since you got to go first for the other ones.
It was a 1-1, and I guess I won more games than you if that's a tiebreaker. So yeah, why don't you go first?
All right, I'll keep this. This hand is pretty good.
This hand seems awkward, but fine.
Okay. Catacombs, pass to you.
Well, that kind of changes things. Let's play a Flooded Strand and pass the turn.
Okay. I will sack this. Get a Overgrown Tomb.
You're at 19.
Yep. All right. 19. Untap. Draw. I'm going to go with a Cliffs and Ren and 6.
Sure.
All right. I will tick up, bring this back. Pass to you.
I'm going to fetch to 19, get my own shock land.
There's really no better feeling than sack land, Ren, and just know that I'm not going to miss a land drop ever. I'm not going to miss a single land drop.
Okay. I'm going to go to 16 and play a Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
And I'm going to get a Breeding Pool going to 14.
Okay.
Or going to 16, I mean.
Going to 16.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said. Oh, Stoneforge gets an equipment. Let's do that.
That'd be a terrible card if it didn't. Yeah.
I will get the Batter Skull.
The skulls that batter? Okay.
I've got a Batter Skull and a Sword of Feast and Famine, which are my 2 favorites.
All right, we're going to sack this. Now, we do need a red Saurus within this, so I will have to take some damage.
Going to 16 yourself?
Yeah. Blood Crypt, I think, is fine. Yeah, Blood Crypt's fine. I am going to Karoxa. Have you discard.
Against Ren and 6, I think I will discard Ice Fang Quaddle.
Proxa, and then we'll just bolt that, and then we'll get this land back and say go. It is kind of, Kroxa and Ren are a little bit of a nombo. You know, like you get those lands into your yard with, or you get that count in your graveyard with all these fetch lands and stuff. So it is kind of a nombo there, but still worth it.
I am going to play a Mystic Sanctuary tapped and another Stoneforge.
Okay.
With the sword and pass the turn.
Okay. Gonna untap. Oops. Now what to do. I do just want to preserve Ren for as long as humanly possible. You got a ton of cards, right?
I have 6.
Okay. Our hand's not developing too great from our opener, but that's okay. I think we're just going to go with... Culligan's Command. We are going to deal 2 to that, and I might... might be kind of crazy, but I might target myself to discard here with just Kroxa in mind. It seems kind of wild, but I do think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to deal 2 to that and have me discard.
Okay.
And I'm going to play the land. I'm going to tick this up on nothing and pass to you. A little bit of an unorthodox play, but when we're already flooded, we don't really need land drops. I would rather try to aggressively be able to access Kroxa.
I'm going to play Field of Ruin. I'm going to cast an Uro, go to 19.
Okay.
Draw a card, and put Flooded Strand onto the battlefield and pass the turn.
I'm going to sack this.
So you go to 15?
Yep. Uro's just so much better than Kroxa, though. I think like that's the one thing that I'm fearing for Jund is like Uro just seems like a nightmare, you know?
Yeah, I think you're going to have to see more scavenging uses in these decks.
Yep, that's exactly...
They're good anyway.
Yep. They're just already solid creatures, so... All right, we're going to go like that.
So you got 19 of 15.
Yep.
You have how many cards in your hand?
I got a lot. I got 3. Not that much.
4 after you draw?
Yeah.
Well, I got 5. I kind of expected it to be more than that with the Ren going since turn 2, but
Yeah.
I guess you did Culligan's Command yourself, kind of undid all of that card advantage. To
Exactly.
Get this Kroxa. So you're going to 14?
14, yep. We're going to get... I want to keep my basics in case you have like Path, but I don't have too many other duels here, so we're just going to get a Swamp. Flashback Kroxa.
I'm going to discard a Teferi.
Okay. And then we'll tick up on nothing and pass to you.
On your end step, I'll crack this, go to 18.
Okay.
And let's see what I have. If I have another breeding pool, I'll get that, which I don't. So I'm going to get Temple Garden, go to 16.
Okay.
And play an Ice Fang Coatl.
Pretty good.
Draw a card.
Yep. Being able to pester Ren in 6 seems quite nice. Bandblade is pretty sweet, I have to say. Just a lot of great cards. I think Teferi's great. You playing any Noble Hierarchs or anything like that to accelerate?
No.
Yeah, just the more control route. I like that.
Okay. So now I have a decision to make, and I think I just have to go for it. I know that, like, if I just sort of like attack the Ren, like, you know, play these or something like that, then my Coatl dies and my cards are bad anyway. So I think I just have to go for it.
Okay.
Attack you.
Yep.
So
Damage.
You go to 11, discard a card.
Yep.
Untap here. Then I will... Oh, well, that's awkward. Field of Ruin, the untapped Overgrown Tomb, I guess.
Okay, I'll float a black.
We're going to do it in combat.
Do it in
Right.
combat?
Yeah, because I untap my lands after the trigger is done and the end of
Oh,
combat
sure.
step.
I'll still float it.
Yeah.
I am at 14, you're at 16, right?
I have you at 11 because you just took 3. Right? The attack.
Oh, yeah.
So 11 to 16.
Okay.
Just realized that I had neglected to get a snow land, so let's play this Astrolabe.
That's fair. Yeah, so you're moving out of combat.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I want to do anything. I don't, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's play this Astrolabe. Draw a
Okay.
Card. And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap.
Draw step. I'll path the Croxa.
Yep. Kind of had to expect that. Not too much I can do about it.
I guess last turn I could have gone Uro, path the Croxa, and like hope to win that way. Maybe that would have been a better play than what I made.
Unless you have a land in hand, you couldn't have done that because you've had Field of Ruin.
Oh yeah, because I had field. Yep.
Okay, we'll get this.
Right.
Now I just feel like I am in a rock and a hard place here of...
Yeah, I'm not super scared of the Ren and 6 ultimate because you have nothing in your graveyard yet. You
Yeah.
didn't have a removal spell last turn.
I'm going to Thoughtseize you.
Okay, so you got my Batter Skull.
Okay.
I just have the planes. You're at 9.
Okay, and I think we're going to tick up on the cliffs and just say go.
I guess I'll play this land and play an Astrolabe.
Okay.
Just see what we draw. Blue, blue, green, green. Let's Uro. Definitely get rid of the Artifact and Planeswalker because of Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
Probably get rid of creatures because of Ooze. And leave spells because of Sanctuary. So let's get rid of those 5.
Okay, you go to 19?
I go to 19. I'll draw a card. I will put this land onto the battlefield.
Yep.
And I think I just want to attack the Ren and 6. Yeah, so let's do that.
I'll Assassin's Trophy the sword.
That's pretty good. I'll search for an island.
Yep. Ren goes down to 7, so I can at least still ultimate if I choose next turn.
And I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Yeah, at this point, I'm not going to be able to do anything with my hand, so we'll just emblem.
Yep.
Sweet. We got it. And your go.
No reason to get this path back, so we'll just leave up the fetch for Sanctuary.
Yep.
I will attack for 7.
Yeah, beginning combat.
Sure.
Assassin's Trophy.
That's perfectly fine. I've got plenty of cards in my graveyard to recast it. Get an island and attack for 1.
I'll take it.
Brings you to 8.
Down to 8.
And
Okay, I must have missed some damage. I thought I was at 11, but...
I do going from 11 to 9 for something. I think.
Oh, Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm at 8.
So you're at 8. I am at 19.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go blue, blue, green, green. Play the Uro. Definitely want to get rid of the Artifact again because of Goyf.
Yep.
So that's 5. So lose the path.
Trigger on the stack.
Yep.
Assassin's Trophy.
That's awkward. Keep 1 card in hand.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you just have a million trophies now.
Well, I could only have 1 more.
Yeah.
Still feels like even with the emblem, I'm in a really rough spot. I just need a better spell.
I'm going to let that resolve still.
Okay. Probably has a cryptic command, I would have to imagine, and that's just probably lights out for me anyways.
I'm going to get the forest just because all my fetches get islands.
Okay.
And I have, Astrolabes make my mana perfect.
And then you still go to what, 22 and draw a card?
Draw a card.
Yep.
Put this onto the battlefield.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. I'll pass to you.
So I have the ability to put 2 cards in my graveyard if I want to. On your end step, I will draw 2 with a note charm.
Okay.
I will crack a fetch, go to 21.
Sure.
Get Mystic Sanctuary, return the charm.
Yep. Here's the spot where it's just rough, because if you get one spell, you get one charm or one cryptic command, you just get to hang on to it and have, 4 of them. That's why these Mystic Sanctuary decks are so good. It's like,
they just build towards this really good end game that actually does close the game, whereas before they had trouble doing that.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
And I have an emblem that's going to give me inevitability, quote unquote, but it's not going to be enough.
Attack for 1.
7.
So we got 7 to 21.
Yep.
I have another Field of Ruin, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. Thoughtseize.
Force of Negation.
Okay. Exiled and pass to you.
You have one more basic left in your deck. How many basics do I have left? Do you have my list, Josh? I don't know how many Snow Islands are in it. Exactly. I guess I can check. I have 5. Okay, so I have 2 more to find. That's good.
Okay.
It does make me a little weak to a Raging Ravine, but I think that's fine. I just want to get cards in my graveyard for the Uro.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hit the Overgrown Tomb.
Okay, you doing 2 of them?
Yeah. And
Shortcut
then
a bit.
Hit Blood Crypt, sure.
Okay.
I believe I'm also... I need to draw a Cryptic Command because I'm out of Mystic Sanctuaries. This deck only plays 2.
Okay. That's not bad.
You only get 1 land,
I only got
nice.
1 land, yep. I am in trouble.
And I think I'm going to hold on to this charm.
Makes sense.
I have a threat now in the Uro.
Yep.
That's a good draw, too. So blue, green. Let's just do green. Play the Uro.
Trigger on the sack. Assassin's Trophy.
Okay, mana leak that.
Yep.
Which is one of the reasons I wanted to Stone Rain you.
Yep, I like it.
So I go to 24.
Sure.
Draw, put Colonnade onto the battlefield.
Okay.
Attack you to 6.
Yep.
And pass the turn, and I drew a Cryptic.
And you have access to both of them?
I can't play both, actually. I'm 1 short.
Okay.
But I also have this Colonnade.
Okay. Then I'm dead. Yeah. I can Thoughtseize and then Bloodbraid and hope for the best, but then you have a counter spell for the other one. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't feel great. Uro seems like an unstoppable machine.
It's how I felt playing the side.
Yeah.
You gotta work to it, but you're gonna have a sideboard. We're gonna do our sideboarding live just to keep things going.
That sounds great. Yeah, because I definitely need ways to deal with Uro, plain and simple. It's what I need to find. We're gonna be sideboarding pretty similarly to what Ross did. Nothing else seems that great. I could have the cage if I want, but it's just for... it seems okay. Doesn't seem great. These are the ones I'm considering. I don't want any of these. Now let's see which cards are bad. Lightning Bolt against you. It's a little better because you do have Stoneforge, but it's still just okay. Still want to trim on those. Hand Disruption, I probably want to go a little bit on. Yeah, especially with you having Veils, that seems pretty rough. Let's see. You got a lot of goods.
Yeah. One thing I don't have is an answer to Choke. Oh, I guess I have Aether Gust. That can help.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Especially if I do it in response to a fetch land.
That is not bad. Yeah, I think bolts are just too low impact, and we have too many good cards. I'm just going to cut them all.
Typically, Jace isn't great against Jund, but you are kind of cutting your bolts.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Teferi. There's not a lot of great things for me to bounce with Teferi.
Yeah.
And tapping out for it. The one thing Teferi's good at is setting up Sword of Feast of Famine, but that's kind of hard to do.
I'm going to bring in this Huntmaster. Huntmaster seems a lot better than Kitchen Finks or Cage to me.
I agree. I even have things to kill when you transform it.
Exactly.
Stoneforge Mystic, Ice Fang Coatl, Snapcaster Mage even.
Now, other stuff I want to cut, I could cut Inquisition, another Hand Disruption spell. With Veil, it scares me to have a lot of this kind of effect, so I guess I'm going to do that. I'm not 100% sold on that.
I like trimming my weaker counterspells in a discard matchup. Usually,
Yeah.
like you're going to see them coming. Forces card disadvantage. I don't like it as much.
Yep.
You know, Veil's obviously great, and then we're just bringing in removal instead of these counterspells.
Yep.
And these cards also make much better top decks.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And we know you're good at that.
Yeah. Well, you can't top deck if you don't try.
That's true. That's true. So I'm still going to side this way. I like it.
I think this is a pretty clean 7 for 7. I get to leave my bases in. Everything else looks good. So this seems like a well-planned sideboard for Jund.
Agreed.
So I think this is a pretty obvious 7 to bring out and obvious 7 to bring in.
Yeah, I like it. And I could be a little heavy on Ashiok's. I think that card is pretty low impact when you're doing other things, you know, but it can get you pretty well. But
Mystic. You see?
That's true. If you get it in play, yeah. But if you go Stoneforge on 2 and then I go Ashiok, you know, it's not as good, but it's still fine. But yeah. So maybe bolts are like correct to leave in, but then you like play an Uro and I can't push it. It feels bad. But then you have Veils. So there's a lot of mind games when it comes to sideboarding for this. But
yeah, we're at a point in Modern where there's just a lot of good interaction and counters to that interaction. So finding the right mix seems really difficult.
Agreed. And a lot of situational cards like Gust and Veil are really good. So trying to play around cards in that narrow window where you play you know, things that get under both of them are actually have more value, even if they're not as good at cards. So Modern is crazy right now. Josh, you got one question for us while we shuffle up for this next game?
I do. Let's see, where'd it go? What do you think about Sultai Hydras using Primordial Hydra, Corpsejack Menace, and Prophet of Kerfix to outpower your opponent?
Really?
I mean,
interesting. Is that something that's popping up? That seems pretty wild to me, but
those cards just seem so like you need sort of all three of them together to do something.
Yeah.
And then you're just really kind of making a big creature. I'm not a fan of the payoff, and it just seems slow to me.
Yeah, it just seems a little clunky when
those cards cost 4 and 5 mana.
Exactly. And like I think that's the thing is like all these blue decks have so many counter spells. So if you don't get underneath them, you have to be going way over the top with like Ulamog, Karn, you know, like otherwise I feel like just playing fair games is a little rough, but it could be decent.
The payoff there is not worth how slow it's going to be.
All right, I think I'm going to keep this.
This hand would be okay, but I have both of my equipment in it, and I just don't think I can tenably keep that. It's
I like
also
that.
a little land light for what it is.
I like that.
I'll take a quick mulligan here.
All right. Well, since he's taking a mulligan, if you got one more question, we would take it.
All right, if they would ban something out of this Bant Snowblade deck, what would it be?
Probably Sanctuary.
Either Sanctuary or Uro. Those are the cards that make it tick.
Yeah, those are the cards that are making a lot of things connect. And when a lot of decks connect pieces, that kind of scares Wizards of the Coast, I feel, because everything does become, you know, homogenized, like you were saying. So I would see one of those two, but you can't ban the new flashy Mythic. So, but you could ban Mystic Sanctuary in a format where, you know, I mean, it was designed, for Modern, right? It wasn't Modern Masters, right?
No,
it wasn't. It was Enthroned. That's right. Yeah, okay, so that's a card that maybe they just had an oversight that it wouldn't be this good. But with Sacklands, you know, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think they do a ton of testing for Modern.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right.
Next hand, and this one seems fine. I think we're going to put this one back. It's the most superfluous.
Okay, and I was thinking of not Inquisitioning this turn, but walking into Veil feels pretty bad, so we got to do that right away. What you got?
It's,
Getting Astrolabe here is quite good, so yeah, let's do that. I was just looking to take Veil, but yeah, I think that's more important.
Okay, well, I guess we can protect ourselves from another discard spell.
Okay.
That's a turn.
Not the best of draws, I guess. I will just go land, go.
I don't think there's a reason to crack this. It's a pretty good draw. Astrolabe. Draw card.
Yeah. Unreal. Let's see, what can we do to that? Not much. All right, we'll just sack this.
Brings you to 19.
Yep, we'll get an Overgrown Tomb here.
It took a turn for me to Thoughtseized bug you.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I was saying, are you not feeling all right? You know, that it took you a turn to draw the exact perfect card you needed? You usually do it right on time. All right, Bearmore past you.
I like that. That suggests there's not another land in Corey's hand.
Yeah, what do you know? As you sack that, do I want to
decay the...
No, that feels too bad. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy if you do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Breeding Pool tapped. 19, the Astrolabe will give me the white mana I need. But
it'll give you everything you need.
This also sets me up to have blue mana, or 3 islands, and it sets me up to have double green for Uro, so 19 all.
Yeah, this was a very strange set of draws, because I wish I kind of would have taken Veil now right away, knowing that you were going to draw another Astrolabe, but I know it was correct at the time, so it feels kind of bad, but...
Yep. Let's play an Uro.
Okay.
We'll go to 22.
Yep.
Okay. Put this land into place. Now, if you want to decay Astrolabe, you can like get a turn where my Veil's down, but again, I'm pretty happy. Like,
I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that, Ross. I was really hoping that was going to be an island. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I will take one from my land to go to 19.
So you're at 18? Fetch once.
18, yeah. What a tilt that you drew a Field of Ruins instead, but yeah, all right, pass to you. Come on. All right.
Yeah, these cyber cards are really good.
They are
real. Like, if I just pass the turn there, like you're not, you're gonna upkeep the boil and just be like, yeah, you have charm, you have charm. But
yeah, oh yeah, I was gonna do it for sure. So now, I think we're just gonna start with a Bloodbraid, take a pain.
You're at 17.
Go to 17. Cascade. Wow, this does feel good. Is this what you do all the time? Is that resolve?
Yeah.
All right. I will tick up.
I'm gonna crack this. I'm gonna go to 19.
Okay.
And get Temple Garden.
Okay.
Cast Veil of Summer. I
Makes
just need
sense.
to make land drops, you know.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we'll do this. We're gonna do this anyways. Might as well do it before I make the decision as to what to discard. Okay. Draw, and that's not a bad one. So I'm at 19.
I'm at 17, yep.
You're at 17. Don't think we can afford to... actually, what are we trying to build to? Probably trying to build this Cryptic. So yeah, I'll discard this.
Okay. I'll play a land and get in there for 3.
I'm at 16.
Your go.
Let's make blue, play a Coatl, see if we can hit a land.
Okay.
We hit a Strand. That's pretty good.
All right. All right.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Now, ooh, that was a good one. That was a real good one. Okay. Now the real question is, what do we want to do with all this? How many cards?
I have 3, one of which is Cryptic.
Okay. And you're pretty far away from snow, so Coatl is just not very good right now. So I think we're going to start with a Renin 6.
Yep.
No, I don't think I care enough about that, to be honest. I'm going to bring this back. Discard.
Yeah, it does make the Liliana really good.
Mm-hmm.
God, how do I even get out of this? Maybe I need to leave Mana Leak in just because of these, like, the boils and stuff.
Yeah. Boil and Choke have just been game-breaking. I mean, I think we found a good sideboard card to add if you're trying to beat these decks, you know?
But, like, they're so bad, except against those cards, like, on turns, 4 and 5.
Yep, agreed.
I just don't even know how I get back into this game.
I mean, cast an Earl next turn, you'd probably be in.
Yeah, well... Yeah, but then no, you just kill this and make me sack the Uro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a start, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree.
I guess I have a bunch of cards in my graveyard, so I could cast it 2 turns in a row, but you can even Lily it 2 turns in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, that is sort of a start. I think at this point we have to discard this.
Okay. So I use both the walkers. I'm going to attack.
And if... No, I'll go to 13.
Okay. And then I'll pass to you. Upkeep. K command, destroy, discard. I'll take a pain.
I'm just dead.
Yeah. I was hoping you were going to sack there, but you did leave yourself open, but I guess you couldn't charm anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to have to play a third game with these hate cards really in mind. I'll just get the Temple Garden really aggressively.
Yeah, we're both just saying, oh, it's just one of us. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
you know, but
They're just so game-breaking, and I like my matchup outside of those.
yeah, exactly. And, you know, even if you have to go down that road where you're getting lands that are less than ideal, like, then you're getting lands that are less than ideal. So no matter what, just the threat of the cards is huge. If I were to be playing Jund, though, I would play 3 of those effect, and I would be upping the scavenging ooze numbers, like the Plague Engineer that's in the main. Get that out of there. Turn that into a scavenging ooze for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like, that card was good against, you know, the Thopters, but Dimir Wurza isn't even that popular. All the Wurza decks are, like, Uro decks.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of creature decks.
No, I don't think Plague Engineer has any place in a main deck. Maybe a one of in a board or something. But
there's a little humans around. There's some creature decks, so I like it on the sideboard.
Yeah,
because it is really impactful in the matchups it's good in.
Agreed. Okay, game 3.
Game 3.
You're on the play.
And this will be a keep.
Yeah, mine's a little iffy. We need a little help from the top of the deck, but I can't see mulliganing this, so we're going to keep.
Okay, I'll play a Flooded Stranded Pass.
Okay, there's the help we needed. Here we go.
I will play a Mystic Sanctuary and pass.
All right, I will. I thought you were trying to make your lands better against Choke and Boil. It seems like you're walking right into it, buddy. All right, I think I'm going to get this. Yeah. Get this.
Here at 19.
Yep. 19 life points for Corey. Untap. Now I'm going to play a very powerful Tarmogoyf.
That's fine.
Here you go. Oh, so powerful.
Yeah, end step, I'll crack a fetch.
Okay.
I will get the Temple Garden.
Like it. Like it, love it.
You know,
Charm is not in my future, I guess, huh?
this deck isn't trying to use Mystic Sanctuary super aggressively. I've already had to play one of the 2 early, so it's just going to be a super late game thing with...
Yeah, you only use 2, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the least reliant on Sanctuary of these kinds of decks.
Okay.
So 19 all.
Okay. Wow.
Pass the turn.
Nice mana base, bro. Okay. We're definitely going to play this land. And we want to play our spells pre-combat in case they get countered. So we can expect like a Quaddle maybe, but no snow. So that's not that big of a deal. Could just get this down first. It's for sure one of these 2. And which one is more important? Or maybe which one is least important. I think that's something to analyze a little bit here too. And I think we're going to start with Ashiok.
I will respond.
Yep.
With a Field of Ruin on the Overgrown 2.
Okay, so I'm going to want to get a green here to replace that.
And Ashiok resolves.
Okay, Ashiok resolves. I'm going to target myself. So your lands are going to be exiled. I'm going to try to boost this up.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorcery, instant creature land. So we go to 4/5.
Yep.
And give you the beatdowns.
Pass or Glyph.
All right. All right. Then we're going to want to get a swamp here. And then I'll pass to you. Your graveyard's exiled. Mine's the pass, though.
So the path is still.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Didn't draw a land, unfortunately, but I will play a Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
And let's get a Batter Skull.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Pretty chill with that. Wait, can you search?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, God. We got to do completely other things.
Okay, but
Stoneforge Mystic
in your hand, yep.
Oh, my God. The Ashiok is incredible against me. Okay, I guess I just have to pass the turn.
You're not just going to play it?
No.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
Oh, boy. And we're drawing magical cards over here. How about a Bloodbraid?
Cascade.
Cascade. Ooze?
Sure.
The beatdowns.
16.
All right. I don't find a need in milling to adjust any kind of Tarmogoyf count or anything, so we'll just do that.
Play this.
Yep.
So I'll path the Scavenging Ooze.
I'll sack this. We're going to get a duel.
You're going to go to 16.
I think so. I'm not too worried about life total. And then we'll get rid of your path. So I'm
Get a basic.
Yep. I'll go to 16. You're pathing.
Attack the Ashiok.
Okay. Ashiok's at 3.
Pass the turn.
All right. Getting all these basics. We're Jund ramp now. Okay. Gonna start with a Bloodbraid Elf. Goyf?
I will Gust the Goyf.
Gust the Goyf, huh? I think I want a Goyf. I think that seems totally reasonable to me. Let's put this up top and give you the beatdowns.
I'm at 10.
All right, then I'll take 2, play Liliana.
You're at 14.
And discarding seems pretty trivial right now, so we're just going to stop your creature.
I'll Veil.
Okay. I was like, uh-oh.
Good.
Oh, yeah, target player. That does stop that, doesn't it? All right, well, that was pretty bad on my part.
That is how that works.
That was pretty bad.
Don't worry, you're still in excellent shape.
Sweet.
Let's attack the Liliana.
Okay.
And I think I just have to do this.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Give you the beatdowns.
I will go to 4.
Boil.
So, like, I didn't play Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can just play it on turn 3 with the Veil up, but then you run the play and just turn 3 Ashiok.
Yeah.
And, like, never had a discard spell, so I just had 2 Veil sitting in my hand, and then I'd awkwardly tried to, like, play her on Boil, and then drew both Archmage's Charms.
Yeah.
It was just entire...
If it makes you feel better, I did have both for turn 3, so
Yeah.
whatever one you did, I would adjust accordingly.
Yeah, so
you
there's
know.
nothing I could do there.
Yeah.
I think with the way I was playing that game, trying to play her on Boil and Choke, you need to side out Charm.
Yeah.
I think Charm needs to be
Did you just kept drawing charms?
Yeah, and you don't
Yeah.
have that many. I think there's like 2 or 3. So I think I should have adjusted my sideboarding based on how I was approaching the matchup. And if those were mana leagues, like I just mana league your Ashiok, Stoneforge Mystic, Veil your Liliana, and I'm really
I think Mana League is great against Jund. You know, I mean, of course they have Veils and stuff.
I don't think I had Charm then. I think I drew it the next turn. I had the Gust, which was awkward against Ashiok.
You were underestimating one thing about me piloting a Jund deck.
What?
Jund is in my blood, yo. Do you know what my brother is?
Yeah, that just got really awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are not going to take a break. I'm going to take a quick minute to de-sideboard, and then we're going to switch over to Eldrazi Draw and see if.
Okay, and I guess we're done with Jund, so I don't need to de-sideboard this one. Yeah, I'm going to switch to Etron and hopefully try to give you the sweep here. But yeah, I mean, the Jund matchup, I felt I felt lucky to win that, but these Planeswalkers are really tough to deal with, and you just didn't have your things line up very well. I mean, Purge is excellent. Drawing that card is great.
I drew the Gust and not the Purge, and Gust is not great. Maybe it shouldn't have been in the deck.
Probably not when you think of Planeswalkers like Ashiok and Lily. That's why I cut it last minute from the other side. I was like, okay, I would love to Gust Choke. I would love to Gust Boil. But having it be a dead card against the black Planeswalkers, I think is too much.
Mana Leak is probably like just as good against those cards, right?
If not better.
Stop the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And if that were Mana Leak, I would have had it. And just Mana Leaked your Ashiok, untapped it, and won the game easily. So, I think in both cases, those matchups against Jund, I screwed up from the Jund side and screwed up a little from this side. But it's really tough. Like, you got to play these matchups a little bit and really figure out which cards you want and don't want, because they're all applicable in certain scenarios and not in others. And so you need to know how the games play out to know which scenarios you should be playing towards and which you can try to ignore and just sort of hope that don't come up. And that really just comes from experience. So
and honestly, I think the way to approach the Jund matchup from both of the Sultai and that is to be the control deck and keep in as much early interaction as possible, and then just hopefully you backdoor into these Uros. But I think like just having Uro as a plan isn't great, because I'm sideboarding in such a way that I'm just trying to stop Uro because it's such a bad thing. So like just playing the control route, I'm not sideboarding for you to not have Mana Leak or whatever, so.
It's one of the reasons I like Stoneforge Mystic, is because when you're sideboarding to stop Uro, Stoneforge Mystic can be another threat that forces you to leave in cheap removal that Uro is good against. And so you can pull them in two different directions. But you did see Ashiok was able to stop both, so that is a problem.
That is a problem. Okay, all right. E-Tron, I haven't played this deck in a long time, mostly by choice, because I don't think the deck is insanely great or anything.
But good in the first match.
And this hand looks insane. This hand looks insanely good against you right now. Like, if I lose with this hand, I guess I am on the draw. If I was on the play with this hand and I lost, I felt like you would have, pulled a Ross Merriam and got quite lucky. But you got a question for us, Josh, by any chance?
Yes. Is Grixis Control viable in Modern right now?
Grixis Control. Okay. The only problem I see with Grixis Control is, like, what is your kind of effect like Uro that lets you go the long distance? Like, you don't really want to play Kroxa in a control deck. That's more of a proactive threat. So
typically they have been grinding people out with like Kolaghan's Command Snapcaster, but it's really hard to do that now. The decks are more.
It's hard
robust.
To do that against graveyard stuff, So I think it seems a little tough to do that. But I mean, I think first of all, if you're going to play a Grixis control deck, and by the way, I'm not Corey Burkhardt if you mistaked me for the real Grixis master, but something that you need to have from the Grixis control sides, multiple surgicals, being able to just hit Uro, being able to get these cards out of the graveyard in response to Mystic Sanctuary. You can even get situations where, like, let's say they put, Cryptic Command on top or like Charm on the top. Like, once they draw, be able to surgical another one in their yard. Of course, they can just play it or counter it. So that's not going to happen all the time. But surgical is very good right now. And it's like also really good against these breach decks that maybe have fallen down a little bit. The grinding station, grinding breach, but they're around.
Dredge is around too.
Yep. I think Surgical's a good card right now.
But my issue with Grixis is that the strength of it is it gets to play both push and bolt. So you have a lot of really good cheap spot removal for metagames when that is good, and this is not one of those metagames. Some spot removal you need against Jund, it's not that good against almost all of the Sanctuary decks. You need some against Stoneforge Mystic, against this version specifically. But we're in a metagame where people are, going bigger with their counter spells and these more splashy, more powerful effects and having less cheap spot removal. One of the reasons that I like Humans is because Humans likes that turn in the metagame, but Grixis does not. Grixis wants to be playing against decks like Humans and, Infect and Mono-Rit Prowess, and we're just not seeing as many of those, especially with the Once Upon a Time ban, putting Amulet down a notch. Some of those creature combo decks were good against Amulet, or perceived to be. So I'm not a fan of Grixis. I think the best cheap spot removal right now is Path to Exile, because it exiles Kroxa and Uro and things like that. So there's just
Path is great right now.
Not really
Yeah.
an appeal to me to be in the Grixis colors specifically.
Yeah, not really for me either. I much rather want to be a proactive control deck. But you know, you can make it work out there. You just have to have your hate directed towards these kind of heavy graveyard things. So
Okay, we're gonna hope that this works out for us, but I doubt it will.
okay, all right. Interesting. Relic, go.
That one's fine. That one's not fine. Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
And do I want Batterskull? I think Batterskull's got to be better than Sword. So yeah, let's just get Batterskull.
Probably. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And that's pretty awkward. Okay, we're gonna go with Eldrazi Temple and Matter Reshaper. Your go. We drew like good draws, but
You didn't de-sideboard your Etron deck.
Oh yeah.
Those relics aren't supposed to be there.
Oh, you said you sideboarded for me.
I did with the Jund deck. I forgot
Oh,
about the other one. My
okay.
bad.
Well, that's all right. We're keeping it sideboarded.
Yeah, let's just play it with
Yep,
relics.
yep.
I want to say Maydag Relic seems great right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something
it's not bad at all.
I would want to do. Okay, reasonable draw there. I'll play a Breeding Pool tapped and pass.
Okay, yeah, Batterskull here is going to be a beating.
Yeah, you really need to dismember.
Well, I guess this isn't terrible. Let's go with the Smasher. Get in there,
I'll get a 15.
and your go.
Let's get this Batterskull in and get ourselves a Germ.
Okay.
Basteki.
Gotcha. I thought BBD was a germ.
He was before, but then Basteki made one when he won an Envy.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Germed him right out of the picture, huh?
Yeah, Mysterious
Love it.
Forest, attack.
I might want to block here. This card is not doing much. I might as well.
So I go to 19, you get to trigger.
Yes, put a card on the battlefield.
If it's 3 or less, you can put it on. Even
Okay.
lands. The land goes on,
All right.
pass the turn.
Well, I kind of want to hold on to this relic, but I also need something here. So we're just going to sack this.
Okay.
Exile, draw. It's interesting. Let's go with... Should probably play a land first. Thought Knots here?
You only have 3 after that?
Yep.
Okay, I will crack for a Snow Island and counter draw.
Okay. Yeah, I thought for sure I was winning this game, but I do not stand a chance at this point.
I'm at 18.
I'll pass to you. It's not worth getting in 1 point of damage.
Okay, that's good. No follow-up.
Yep.
You got 3 in hand?
I got 4.
4. So I'm at 18. I'm drawing a card from this Cryptic.
Yep.
That's an okay one. But I think we're going to still play a little bit more of the control game. Yeah, that seems great. So let's fetch, go to 17.
Okay.
I will get a Mystic Sanctuary, put Cryptic Command on top.
Love it.
Then I will play an Arkham's Astrolabe and draw that Cryptic.
Love it.
And
Actually, I don't, but...
then I will pass the turn.
All right. So I know you got that. Ugh, we keep drawing garbage here. Well, we're just going to play a Blast Zone and pass to you. I don't want to walk into a Cryptic.
Last one is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just like, what do I even tick it up to? But
That is incredibly awkward. I'm going to shock to 15
okay.
and pass the turn.
Now, do I want to put 1 or 2 counters on it? Being able to deal with Stoneforge, I guess, is okay. But getting up to Batterskull seems pretty important. Yeah, we'll just put it to 2.
Okay.
Untap. All right. That will be Tron.
That could be scary as well.
We're going to go with a Thought Knot.
Got to counter that one.
Okay.
So, and I don't think I'm at the point where I can be bouncing Mystic Sanctuary, so we'll just counter draw.
Okay. 7 Ugin. Floating 1.
Yeah.
I will, with the 1 floating, with the one floating, I don't think you can deal with a planeswalker here. It's tough because you can like quaddle. Oh, it's so awkward. Oh, wait, I can tap this in a way where I don't have to have one floating. That's right. That's what I want to do. Much better. Okay, so I will target this.
Target the germ.
No, the Batter Skull.
It's something with a color.
Just try to target print. Oh.
More than one color. Doesn't get color stuff.
Okay, well, that's a lot worse. But, yeah, I guess we'll hit the germ. And... I'll attack.
I will go to 10.
Okay, and I'll say go.
End step, activate Stoneforge.
Okay.
Put in the sword.
I will destroy this then.
Yep.
Okay. Now you can colonnade, which is a tilt, but at least I'm getting some headway where I can be the one that doesn't have to be reacted to.
Yeah.
Or that I am the person that's now being reacted to. I don't have to react to you, which is where you want to be.
But yeah, Thought Knot into Ugin Thought Knot into Ugin plus activate the blast zone.
Was pretty nice. I needed it all, though, just to be back in the game, you know?
And now I have to wonder, like, can I afford to do anything other than kill this Ugin? And I think the answer is no. I think I just have to tap out, deal with the Ugin, and hope your next turn isn't absurd, but like a Karn probably kills me because you're getting me to 5, right? 2,
Big
3,
draw
4,
step
5, 6,
coming.
7. Yeah, land Karn kills me.
So you didn't have Path before, so that's good. I probably don't have another one. I'll attack.
I do not, unfortunately. I'm at 5.
Okay, and our follow-up is not great. Matter Reshaper, but we do have a Blast Zone. Go.
Through both blast zones.
Is there only 2? Love that. All right, so now whatever problem thing you play, at least we can deal with it with Blast Zone. But Colonnade still can keep you alive regardless. Yeah. I'm so glad this wasn't a Warping Whale. At least I got to redraw it.
So I will... Ooh, you have 1 card in hand?
Yep. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be in a position where I would even be remotely thinking about winning this game after the Cryptic just counter draw on Thought Knot.
Now I've got to think. I've got a lot of options.
Yeah.
I think I can still win this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be really tight, though.
Yep. You're going to have to avoid doing what you love doing best, punting. Okay, so you can get like Cryptic here.
Play Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay. Would you like to search for an equipment?
No. You can go.
I either want to tick up to 1. Ticking up to Batter Skull doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're just going to put it to 2.
Yep.
Okay, that was an interesting draw. Declare attacks.
Tap your team and draw a card.
Okay. And now, I still think Stoneforge Mystic is just too big of a problem where I even have to crack this now, because if you can just replay Batter Skull, that's good enough. So we're just going to blow this up now.
Okay.
Land go.
Okay, well, I like land go.
I don't. I was not a fan. You can get Cryptic again, but you only have, what, 2 Sanctuaries in the deck? So this would be your last time.
So I'll go to 4.
Okay. Down to 4. Getting a cryptic back?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's my best draw? Karn, Ballista. Those have all been pretty
Threat
good.
is good.
Yeah.
We're drawing a cryptic.
Yep.
And then just passing the turn.
Declare tax.
Tap your team, draw a card.
Here you go.
And step draw 2.
Okay.
Actually,
Or our return. Yeah, that's interesting.
no, I like drawing 2.
Okay. All the cards. Now I feel out of this game, but
You really aren't. Let's play an Astrolabe
okay.
card.
Yeah, 2 lands off the top for those key turns. I really needed something to be able to capitalize to just put this game away.
Teferi,
Okay.
Bounce Reality Smasher. Speller ability, right?
Yep.
Or is
It's just spell, yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay, on top. I don't know about the Reality Smasher. I might as well just jam that. Smasher.
Counter.
Okay. Oh, we drew a good one.
So I'm just dead.
Are you?
I mean, you attack me first, so I can't ever fetch.
Oh, yeah,
You just
yeah,
got
yeah.
You have a Ballista.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I needed one more brick, and then maybe, like, I needed a path, is what I needed, so I could,
Yeah, I
like,
did have a
path.
Ballista.
You know, I had cards to discard. If I could just path the Reality Smasher, then I think I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
I just never found a path.
Yeah, I can't believe we won that game. Can't believe we won that one. We love that. All right, all right. Well, let's do some live sideboarding, huh?
Yeah. There was an awkward point where I drew Stoneforge Mystic, set up to be able to cast it the next turn and find the sword, and then then I drew the sword, so I didn't get any extra cards. And
Yeah.
The blast zones were huge. Without the blast zones, then I get to like get my sword connecting.
Yeah.
And then I'm casting my planeswalkers, untapping, have all my mana left, and I had like a Jason hand, and I'm great. But the blast zones are really, really good.
Yep, yep, I agree. They were great. Lands with utility, who would have guessed?
Yep.
Well, within the time, we'll be lucky if we even get through these.
That was game 1.
Yep,
Oh my god. Okay, well, I've got some ceremonious rejections. Those seem good.
that does seem good.
All the anti-color cards seem bad, and which is basically my entire sideboard.
Yep.
You know, I've got Disputes, Gusts, Purges, and Veils.
I don't think
then-
I want any of these except maybe think about Spatial for Stoneforge because those are a problem. I have to deal with those. Otherwise, we saw how you were able to play the game. I had to really dance around you there just to be able to get through them. So my question is, do I still need relics? And I probably do. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think Relic is just good.
Oh, wait, Chalice is just bad against you, right?
No,
You're a much different deck.
I mean, I'm not on Scour, but I'm still on Path. I guess it's really just Path and Astrolabe.
Yeah, it seems a lot worse against you. Because you can
And
also
now
like Teferi
Rejection.
Bounce. I guess you're taking them out, but
I have 1 Teferi left.
yeah, I think I would trim on some. I don't know. What do you think, Chad? Let's get some E-Tron experts in here. Am I crazy to want to take out Chalice against this? I just feel like there's so much diversity in your threats that, like, on the draw, Chalice for 1 does not seem good enough to me. Let me know what people think, Josh. Let me see if they think I'm cray. Cray, either in a good way or in a bad way.
I do think Path is a very important card.
I do agree.
I don't really have ways to take it off the battlefield other than Teferi, which I don't think is good in the matchup.
Yeah.
I think I'm keeping in my Force of Negations, just stopping you. Like, those double spell turns are really important.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do 2 and 2, the ultimate cop-out.
Okay.
The ultimate cop-out here. Okay, well, do you got any questions for us as well? Wait, did I just shuffle those chalices right back in? I sure did. Guess we'll take these out. All right. These have been some fun games, though, by the way.
Yeah, they're all like just long, interesting, super decision intensive.
Yep.
Really, really hard to navigate.
Exactly. So what do you got for us, Josh?
What's your opinion on Bant Snowblade with Naval Hierarchs and Spell Quallers versus Charm/Mana Leaks?
Very different decks.
Yeah.
One a lot more proactive. I think the Sanctuary Uro stuff that these decks are doing is really powerful.
Yeah.
It is a little awkward with Stoneforge. You just like have this mix between reaction and proactive, and I'm not sure if the balance is right.
Yeah. But I think you're forced into the reactive a little bit more. Like that was a really good proactive strategy when you had Oko. When you had what, like 8 ways to go turn 2 Planeswalker, that's insane. You know, like that's when Noble Hierarch was good. But now accelerating into Uro is okay. And, you know, it's completely fine, but Noble Hierarch's not helping your graveyard. So I think Noble Hierarch and Uro fight together or fight against each other a little bit, as oddly as that seems. But yeah, I don't know though. I could see Noble Hierarch just still being in the deck because it's just a great card. But yeah, I'm not sure.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
God, what is this hand?
Got a bad one?
I mean, it can be good. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, mine's a little awkward, but we're gonna keep as well.
Okay, planes go.
Okay. Land go.
Fetch for an island. And
Okay.
I'm actually gonna get Breeding Pool. I'll go to 17,
Okay.
and then I will get the Batter Skull.
The skull that batters. All right, seems good. All right, we're gonna do this. Play Mind Stone. Pass to you.
He's natural troning me.
It might be. It might be.
You son of a. Every time Eldrazi natural trons you, just feels so bad. You're just like, you're not supposed to do this.
Yeah, you're not actual Tron.
Am I supposed to play around it? Or get my Batter Skull in? I think I'm supposed to play around it. I will hit the... I don't know if like order matters. Usually you're not supposed to hit the tower, so in case they have to map, they don't have 3 mana on the back end.
Yeah.
So I'll hit the power plant.
Oh, yeah, you chose wrong, buddy. I did not have it.
I'll attack for 1.
Okay.
You can go.
I'm sure if you have Ceremonious Rejection, it's still pretty dang good right now. Okay, so I'm at 19. I'll untap. I could sack Mind Stone there, but it's not worth it. Now I got some options. I think step 1, I just want to do whatever is in my power to deal with Batter Skull coming into play this turn. But if you can guess it, all of the things in my hand are vulnerable to Ceremonious Rejection.
The colorless deck?
Yeah, believe it or not. The biggest, I think I just go for the highest upside because of the fact that...
I'm tapped low.
Yeah, or I try to go slow with this, but that just doesn't make too much sense. All right, well, jam.
That's why I fielded.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll pass to you. I was like, dang, if I just get to Thought Knot when I didn't have the other Tron piece, that feels real bad for you.
Pass.
All right. Okay, here's the power plant.
Obviously has the one I hit.
Exactly. Don't think we have any real choice here besides, well, actually, this might be a little better. Let's go like this. Chalice on 1.
Yeah, I'll snap rejection it.
Okay.
I don't have other uses for my Snapcaster Mage is the problem.
And here we'll just play a Matter Reshaper. Pass
That's
to you.
perfectly fine. You have how many cards?
3. 3 of them. Uh-oh.
Jace, Brainstorm.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
All right.
Just wow.
Just wow, you say, huh?
Those were not good.
Yeah, I'm loving that play.
Well, if you don't have, you need to have Ugin or Reshaper to punish me.
Or what about Walking Ballista? Wait, is this the best? I did have another card that's really good, but Walking Ballista here on 2 is quite strong because then I can just attack Jace, ping down the Snapcaster. Walking Ballista on 3 would have been insane, but I did not get the land. I want to just make sure you don't get to... It's close. It's close between this and that.
I should have done this differently. I should have kept this, put this here. Redoing that.
We got a redo.
Yeah, but Ballista kill these attack Jace is pretty good. Just trade Ballista for my entire board.
Yeah, but I don't have it for 3.
Oh.
So that's the problem.
So you can't kill Jace with Ballista.
Yeah, so I can block and make you block with Stone and choose between Mystic and Jace, which I think is pretty reasonable. All right, let's do that, I guess. Ballista for 2, ping this, attack Jace.
Definitely going to choose the Jace.
Yep, and your go. Jace is one heck of a Magic card, but I think Batterskull just being able to instant speed come down is a little more scary, although just land 5 Batterskull is still pretty good as well, but I think I'm still okay with this exchange.
I know the card on top. I really want to find lands here. I'm going to Stoneforge.
Okay.
Get Sword.
Okay.
Then I will Brainstorm.
Okay.
A lot of shuffle effects in my deck to hit. Normally I like to be, make sure I have the shuffle effect after, but...
Yeah.
And those were not good draws, but we hit the fetch land right at the end, so that helps.
That's the main thing.
So we'll definitely put one of those. I think this back... That's going to be kind of weak.
It's been a very interesting game.
For sure, for sure. Play our Flooded Strand and pass the turn.
All right. Lots of things you can have. It's a pretty good draw, realistically. Let's go with... I'm going to start with a Dismember. I'll go down to 15. Ceremonious rejection, that, Ross.
That is gross. Yep.
15, 17, yep.
Sure.
Okay. Now, how to deal with Jace best? I think life total doesn't matter as much right now. I'm just going both at Jace.
Crack fetch.
Okay.
I'm going to get Hallowed Fountain.
Okay. So you're going to
14,
14, yep.
Let's play an Ice Vanquaddle.
So definitely has Ice Vanquaddle Path here. So I can just go pump, get my creature pathed. Still can't kill Jace, so the Jace is going to be protected here more than likely. think there's not too much I can do about that. Trigger on the stack. I'm going to attempt to put a counter on.
Yep.
Yeah, you can draw a card. I'll kill Quaddle.
And Jace dies.
Okay.
Just can't find path for the life of me.
All right, like that. Okay, your go.
Play another land and pass the turn.
Okay, now going on the control route. So gotta expect something like a cryptic command to be in my future. So we'll just NBA jam.
13.
Well, I had you at 14.
Did I miss something? Did you have me at 14, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the hollowed fountain. So
Oh, yeah, I missed all that. So I'm at 10.
I'm thinking if I want to pump this ballista.
Right now, going to 10.
Nah, we'll just pass to you.
Pass to me.
Yep.
On your end step, I'm going to attempt to gain control of Walking Ballista.
I'm not going to let that resolve. I could ping you down to 8. Yeah, all right. Let's do that. I'll take up, ping you twice.
Okay. Brings me to 8.
Yep.
Then I will play a Quaddle.
Okay.
Draw. Go to my turn.
Yep.
It's a good fetch land. Sword equip.
Seems pretty good. Yep.
Attack you for 3.
All right. Yep.
Brings you to 12. So you got 12 to 8.
Yep.
And I will untap my lands here.
Okay.
And then I will, just pass the turn.
I still know you have batter skulls, so that's quite terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. Smasher.
I will snap Archmage's Charm.
Okay. I'll attack.
So that like that, and now I can choose to block or cast the card in my hand. I think I'm just going to path. I just don't want you to get deeper in your deck.
Okay. And I'll pass to you.
Don't have anything I want to get back. That was an excellent card.
Yeah, I think I'm about toast now.
Play the Batter Skull, get a Germ.
Yep.
Attack for 5.
Okay.
Go to 7. Discard a card. I'll untap my lands.
Yep.
And then I will play an Uro.
Yep.
Go to 11.
I'm dead.
Put this land in. I'm actually going to cast the Uro and just have Rejection as my last card.
That sounds good. Yeah, you've done it. All right, game 3. Got the game 3. Yeah, I guess I should have just went for something on that turn where I didn't. I was just thinking you were full up on counter spells.
It really wasn't. My hand was pretty bad. I had both equipment, like an Uro.
Yeah, I mean, I had like double Smasher, Walking Ballista, Matter Reshaper. I probably should have just played Smasher, Reshaper. And yeah, because I didn't think just like, you know, you can turn your counter spell into just kill Walking Ballista, and then pumping it didn't do great. So I think me taking the turn off was bad, but I also don't think I would have won that game with how it turned out. But
once I found the path too, that was important. I finally found it. I drew both snaps early and like used the one with the rejection, and then just didn't have anything to do with the other one.
Yeah.
I guess I ended up Archmage's Charming, but path would have done it too if I had fallen further behind.
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to play our Sultai versus Bant matchup.
Well, we will finish out this match.
Yeah. Well, at least be able to finish out this.
This Showdown format is a tight squeeze, and we've been trying to get through it quickly, but especially the Mystic Sanctuary decks that play long games.
And we've just had great games. We've just had great games all day. We probably can't keep you beyond the time, I would guess, huh, Josh? Because we can probably stay, but
Josh
has to do some work. I would assume.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to be on the play for our final game of Versus Live today.
Yeah. My hand is fine. A little awkward here with our mana, but we have an Astrolabe. That'll fix everything.
Exactly. Turn 1 Thoughtseize 1 time. Ew.
You do have Karn to shut down Astrolabe. That is a thing.
That is true. This hand is just so bad, though. These utility lands are terrible.
Yeah. Welcome to Etron. The sample hands in that deck.
Whew. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to keep this hand, but God, this hand just feels terrible. I'm gonna mulligan. I think I need to be doing more. Like,
Yeah, you need your mana to
That's
do
a
better.
mulligan, right? Yeah.
You almost never keep a 7 without at least like 2 Tron lands or a temple.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Because you need to be casting a 3-drop on turn 2, or if your chalices are insane, mulligan to one of those is pretty good plan.
Yeah,
But yeah.
or if you have Mind Stone to accelerate.
Yeah.
A couple things. Yeah, you need to be doing something good on turn 3.
Basically, what that hand was not. Yeah. Anything but what that hand was. And I saw an Endbringer. I probably should have brought that out realistically, but
It's a powerful card. Bad against Path.
okay, we're gonna keep. So we are on the play. You know, I kind of want to just get rid of this card because it's just such a heinous Magic card.
Wastes. Warping Wheel.
Just Matter Reshaper.
Okay.
You take your pick. There's a lot of cards in here.
A lot
Here
of
you go.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay. That definitely helps. We'll play an Astrolabe.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. We are going to just try to shut down the 1-drops now. Chalice on 1. Here we go.
And I'm dead. Pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Blast Zone. Mind Stone.
Yep.
Go.
Instead of crack this to get Breeding Pool.
Okay.
I am dead. I'm dead. It's over, but we'll keep playing.
I have a feeling you're bluffing.
I'm never bluffing.
Yeah, that's actually true. And I always think that this is the time you'll change your ways where you're not bluffing. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to go for it anyways, even though you just said I have 2 counter spells. And then, yeah, you have it still.
I'm at 19. Oh my god. Go.
Did you draw another 1-mana spell?
Indeed I did.
I'll sack this.
Both
Draw.
draw steps.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to go for a Karn.
I do have a counter spell for that.
Yeah, I had to figure.
I am going to get Hallowed Fountain, so I'm at 16.
Okay. And it's going to be your go.
Jace would go a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Brainstorm away these dead cards.
That would be good.
Or I can continue to draw 1-mana spells, which I've done every turn of the game.
Love that. Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm not going to be doing much. Go.
Every turn of the game. You can go.
Oh, I love that. Love that. We'll just draw. All right, we'll go for a smasher.
Counter it.
All right. Your go.
Fairy, please.
One more 1-drop.
You can go.
Oops. Dropping cards. Endbringer.
Resolve.
Hopefully this will be the bringer of your end. All right, your go. Oh, this is the way
Every
we
turn but 1.
This is the way we need to end versus live. Oh, can I? You know what? I forgot to pick up salt when I picked up some stuff. Can I just like rub your forehead and just bring that home? Would that be okay? All right. So we can draw a card. I think I do. So we can use abilities for this as well, right? All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna draw a card. I'm going to cast Matter Reshaper. Say go. I just want to get ahead on cards here while you're doing absolutely nothing. So is Chalice good?
6 of my 7 draw steps this game. And I kept a hand with 2 1s.
Hey, I might forget. You can start trying to play stuff. Hey, you were complaining that you never drew Path. Look at you now, buddy. You're making it. You're making
6 of 7.
Hey, I drew a relic. That was a tilt.
Go.
That was a tilt. I'd like to draw a card.
I have to discard the hand size.
Yeah, you better. Oh, baby, that was good. Okay, so let's go with a... Yeah, let's go with a Ugin. How about that? Dang it.
That was my other draw step.
You're so lucky. Tap rate.
I am at 8.
Your turn. Untap.
You can go.
1 to you.
I'm at 7.
Untap. Float 1 Eldrazi mana. Reality Smasher.
Snap Charm.
Snap Charm.
Counter.
Okay. So I have 1 Eldrazi mana floating.
Do you?
Yeah, right. Oh,
No,
wait.
you're tapped out.
Oh, I
You
thought
have
that
no
was
mana
3
floating.
temples. Okay, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just ballista for 1, ping that.
And I'm dead.
All right. E-tron! Woo woo! Wow, that had to have been the most tilting thing. That was unreal. Oh, if I know one thing about the Versus Live family, there's nothing better than defending the marbles when it comes to you drawing an absurdly bad luck. You have no middle ground.
There's only 10 ones in the deck. I drew 8 of them.
You have no middle ground.
8.
You have no middle ground when it comes to just like extremely lucky or extremely unlucky.
Yeah.
Like when you drew like the 4th Aether Vial and left the studio last week, when
4th Path, like it,
and then when we were playing pre-board games or pre-practice games before we went live, we were playing against Sultai against Jund, and he's just going Bloodbraid into Liliana every time. I would thought seize, he wouldn't have any cards, and be like, well, what do I need? Bloodbraid into Liliana, like just every game, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be a long day, but
yeah. I quad runnered Corey off camera from a position to win.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
That doesn't happen on camera. Y'all don't get to see that.
Well, this was pretty fun. This was a cool experiment. I'm sorry we didn't get to bring you the full aspect of our snow battle where we were going to battle Sultai Snow up against Bant Snow.
Even one game of that's going to take too long. We're already under 10 minutes left in the show.
Oh, under 5. Yeah, we were toast for trying to do that. Maybe we'll bring that Thursday. Of course, there is uncertainty with the coronavirus. We don't know how long we're going to be doing what we're doing, so we're going to be hoping to bring you content as much as we can. But if we can't, I do want you all to know that me, Ross, Josh, we all love you. We all want you to stay safe, and we also want you to be able to have a nice escape. So we're going to hope to bring you as much content as we can to give you that escape from a tragic time right now. So, yeah.
Why don't we take one question?
Let's take one question. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got time for one.
Well, the most important question is who's going to get the marbles?
I definitely got him.
You two owed me in the second one. We won one in the first one, so it's 3-1 overall to Corey. So yeah, Corey definitely retains the marbles for now.
Let's take one more question though, if you got it on hand, Josh. Give us your best question, your finest one, the creme of the crop.
All right,
creme
Ross,
de crop?
do you think your deck Bant Snowblade is better than Abe's deck 4-color Snow Good Stuff?
I mean, I haven't played enough with either to be really definitive. I like having a little bit more of a proactive play, especially as people start sideboarding against you. Like being able to be proactive is one way to beat like choke and boil.
Yeah.
If they're using cards that really hinge on that. So that was my logic in it. But
overall, Mystic didn't look great, but there are situations where it is really good.
Yeah. Overall, I was somewhat unimpressed. I just got put under too much pressure in the 2 matchups that we played, Jund and E-tron, to really be able to get the batter scroll down early. I think I did it one game, but you might even sort of turn that one around.
Yeah, the one thing that I liked from the Sultai side was Tireless Tracker. That's what I like for the same reason. Like, your Stoneforge Mystic is my Tireless Tracker. Your Path is my Fatal Push. That exchange I don't like. Path is much better at late game stuff, but early game, Fatal Push is better. So they are close.
Like the trophies. Trophies
look good. Bringing back trophies is something that I wasn't used to because we were just always bringing back counter spells out of like Abe's deck because I played a lot with that.
Yeah.
So bringing back trophy and having just a removal spell to anything was great.
Abe's deck is definitely the most controlling of them. Ren and 6 does work quite well in that deck.
Yeah.
I think as people prepare for these decks a little bit more, the most controlling, the most linear of them is the most disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Once people have a lot more Veil of Summers and Boils and Chokes and all of those cards. Although Ren and 6 does help, rebind fetches, getting all your non-islands. But you don't have a lot of blue sources that aren't islands. That's the problem. So even if you have your your mountain and your plains or whatever I think they have forest and plains. That's probably not enough to win the game. Your deck is so blue heavy. Maybe with Astrolabes, it might be enough. So that I'm wary of Abe's version, even though I like it. I liked it a lot a couple weeks ago when the decks were sort of new. I like it less as people prepare for it.
Yeah. But
I'm not firm in that opinion.
You know what I strangely really like, though? Jund. Jund seemed awesome to me. If you can build a sideboard where you're just heavily tuned to beat these things, chokes and boils, probably 2 chokes, 1 boil is what I would go, and then more scavenging oozes in the main. Liliana is insane against these decks. Liliana's busted. Bloodbraid is really good when they're trying to 1-for-1 combo you.
And we saw Ashiok be quite good.
Yeah.
Both Uro and Mystic Sanctuary, so they definitely have really good tools. And one of the things that happened a couple years ago when control sort of, for many years in Modern, Jund was good against control decks. But then when they got to Fairy and they had really powerful threats, the control decks actually had a pretty good matchup against Jund. And it was, as long as they had a sideboard that was good with Celestial Purge and things like that. But those decks were pretty resilient to choke and boil because they had things like Sulphur Falls in Jeskai, Glacial Fortress, and Celestial Colonnade. So they had enough non-island sources of mana that they could withstand those cards to the point where Jund usually had maybe 1 choke, but not a ton more. Now they're really vulnerable to them to have these really powerful elements in their deck.
Yeah.
And so Jund is able to exploit them after sideboarding a little bit more.
But I think Jund still has the problem with the Urza lands, right? Just Etron and I don't know that matchup very well because I don't play Etron or Jund very often, but it seems bad for Jund.
Yeah, those matchups typically are, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of Jund, a lot of of the blue control decks, Mystic Sanctuary, and then a lot of big mana decks. Now a little bit less Amulet and more of the Urzaland decks, both Eldrazi-tron and Mono Green-tron.
It's coming back.
So it's a nice balance in the metagame here.
Yeah.
We didn't showcase Jund against the Urzatron lands today. Maybe we'll do that at a later date. But that's where I think you'll see those decks.
Yep. And we can't hide the fact that we once again, dominated with Etron. We have multiple times on the show, and we keep giving it a little bit of a hard time, but it is a very strong deck that maybe is very well positioned right now. I think Jund to end this can be well positioned in the metagame. Yeah. So
I've been soured on Etron since I played it a couple years ago when it was first got really big. So let me try this deck. I think I went 3-7 across 2 leagues, and I've just been
so above average.
I've been so sour on it since. But Karn really does help that deck so much.
Yeah,
another awesome mid-range grindy threat that gives you a lot of tools in a lot of different matchups that might be bad otherwise, and isn't dealt with the same way your creatures are dealt with. It really is perfect in that deck. So even without Lattice, it looks to be good. So I'm going to have to revisit that deck for sure.
Well, speaking of perfect, we got a few things to talk about before we go. And if you're going to be home a lot and you want yourself a perfect chair, you best believe Karnok's gaming chair has got your back. So if you want one of these sweet gaming chairs, head over to karnox.com/SCG. You'll get yourself 10% off. And you know what? If we're all going to be inside gaming, what better time? Let's get some nice chairs,
Good time to game.
Yeah.
Good time to get yourself 10% off.
Maybe not the best time to be getting sleeves, but if you're still playing at home and you got some family to hang out with while you're hanging at home, head over to Ultimate Guard, pick up some Katana sleeves. We've been playing them here for a month now, and they're great. They're super smooth to shuffle. We've been using the same sleeves. We're starting to maybe get a tiny amount of corners, but they're great.
That's after quite a lot of wear. They shuffle smoothly, both riffling and side shuffling.
Exactly.
My experience here, so good sleeves.
So pick them up. Head over to ultimateguard.com if you want to pick up some Katana sleeves, as well if you want some comfy pajama clothes during this time where you're staying home. Head over to, I don't have a coalesce on my arm. They almost always had coalesced arms.
I can't see. Do mine?
No, no, yours don't either. I guess maybe it's just a few of them.
These might be first generation, and they added that to second gen ones.
That could be true. But if you want to pick up one of those shirts, go to coalesce.shop/apparel. Right?
Coalesceapparel.shop.
Dang it. I knew that didn't sound right. Go to coalesceapparel.shop and you can enter promo code SCG. Get yourself 10% off one of these super comfy shirts.
Yeah. Notice that I am wearing one of the ones with a little green in it for the holiday.
Yeah.
Corey is not, but I'm not going to pinch him. We're not going to make unnecessary contact.
Hey, it's the rule. It's the rule. Hit me with it.
Nope.
Whoa. All right. Good call.
Let's thank some subs and then wrap this up.
All right. That was a test you passed. Congratulations. Yeah.
Well, no unnecessary touching.
Yep, exactly.
All right, we got Ecto44 subscribed with Prime.
Woo!
Gaby B also subscribed with Prime. John Doe, another Prime subscription, and Sim Spiral subscribed for 5 months at Tier 1.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for those 4 subs. We really appreciate y'all watching on Versus Live. That's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody be nice to each other out there. Respect your communities. For Corey, Ross, Josh, we're out of here. We'll see you next time.